It's an uncomfortable reality, but some people in our lives thrive on causing harm and sowing discord. Picture this. You trust someone, share your joys and struggles with them, only to realize they're the very source of your pain. It's a sobering moment, and one that happens more often than we'd like to admit. Today, we're diving into a topic that is as unsettling as it is vital. How to identify toxic individuals, whether they're coworkers, friends, or even family members. These people are masters of disguise, cloaking their true nature behind a veil of charm and charisma, making it incredibly challenging to see through their facade. Yet, learning to recognize their patterns can be transformative. The Stoics championed the power of clear perception, urging us to live with reason, virtue, and purpose. By sharpening our ability to detect harmful behaviors, we can shield our peace of mind and cultivate healthier relationships. Embracing Stoic ideals, wisdom, self-discipline, and rational thought empowers us to safeguard our mental health and navigate these perilous dynamics. Let's uncover 5 unmistakable red flags of toxic individuals and explore practical strategies to protect yourself while establishing firm boundaries. 1. Charming but self-centered. Some people enter a room like a burst of sunlight, radiating warmth and confidence. Their words are honeyed, their presence magnetic, and it's easy to believe you've encountered someone extraordinary. But as the Stoics wisely taught, things are not always what they seem. Over time, cracks begin to form in their polished exterior. Perhaps they constantly redirect conversations back to themselves, craving the spotlight and dismissing others' contributions. When you confide in them or share something meaningful, they swiftly pivot the focus back to their own experiences. A Stoic would counsel patience and observation. True character isn't revealed in moments of grandeur. It emerges when no one is watching. Notice how they react when things don't go their way. A genuinely virtuous person handles setbacks with grace, while a toxic individual may lash out, manipulate, or scheme to regain control. Ground yourself in mindfulness, and you'll pierce through their dazzling act to reveal the selfishness beneath. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, clarity of perception is key, especially in social interactions, to distinguish between those who embody virtue and those merely performing for an audience. 2. Lack of empathy. Empathy, the capacity to feel and understand another's emotions, is the cornerstone of human connection. It fosters trust, compassion, and mutual support. Yet, toxic individuals view empathy as irrelevant, treating others' feelings as disposable. Their words and actions betray a startling disregard for the impact they have on those around them. Reflecting on Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius emphasized the interconnectedness of humanity, reminding us that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. So, when someone consistently ignores or belittles your emotions, consider it a glaring warning sign. Imagine pouring your heart out to a friend about a deeply personal struggle, hoping for understanding or at least kindness. Instead, they mock your vulnerability or twist it into ammunition against you. Worse still, they might hijack your achievements, diminishing your accomplishments or claiming credit for themselves. This lack of empathy doesn't just isolate you during tough times, it also undermines you when life is going well. In professional settings, think of a manager who exploits employees without regard for their limits, pushing them toward burnout with cold indifference. Such toxic behavior erodes morale and fractures trust. The Stoics would urge us to remain steadfast, protecting our inner tranquility from being shaken by another's callousness. Remember, their lack of empathy reflects their flaws, not yours. Drawing firm boundaries becomes essential to preserving your emotional resilience and mental clarity. The subtle art of manipulation, a Stoic perspective on freedom and resilience. Manipulation is one of the most insidious tools wielded by toxic individuals, often cloaked in the guise of concern or care. It operates like a shadow, subtle, silent, but profoundly corrosive, aimed at bending others to serve an agenda that benefits only the manipulator. These individuals twist situations, plant seeds of doubt, and erode your confidence until you find yourself questioning your own reality. From a Stoic lens, where clarity of thought and seeing things as they truly are stand as pillars of virtue, manipulation poses a direct threat. Manipulators aim to cloud your judgment, warping truth into something malleable for their gain. One particularly destructive form of this behavior is gaslighting, a tactic designed to make you distrust your memory, emotions, or even sanity. Picture confronting someone about how their actions hurt you, only to be met with accusations of overreacting or misremembering. Suddenly, the blame shifts to you, leaving you confused and riddled with self-doubt. The Stoics would counsel us to remain steadfast in our principles, holding tight to reality while refusing to let external forces distort our perception. Trust your instincts. Do not allow anyone to rewrite your understanding of the truth. Recognizing these behaviors early empowers us to establish boundaries that safeguard our peace and mental well-being. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. By choosing whom we surround ourselves with, we take responsibility for protecting our inner sanctuary from those who seek to disrupt it. Surrounding ourselves with virtuous individuals fosters wisdom, integrity, and emotional resilience, shielding us from toxic influences. At some point, we all encounter people who play mind games, subtly steering situations to their advantage. Such individuals can undermine your confidence, making you question your grasp on reality. One of their deadliest strategies is convincing you that you hold responsibility for their happiness or well-being, ensnaring you in cycles of guilt and obligation. Consider the friend who constantly has problems, yet vanishes when you need support. They might say, "If you really cared, you'd help me," pressuring you into compliance even when stretched thin. Epictetus teaches us to distinguish what lies within our control, our responses, from what is not, the actions and emotions of others. Armed with this insight, we reclaim agency over our lives instead of being swept up in their demands. Manipulators excel at using flattery or charm to achieve their goals. At first, their praise may feel intoxicating. You're showered with compliments, made to feel indispensable. But soon, a pattern emerges. Their kindness flows only when they want something from you. Slowly, they create a sense of indebtedness, conditioning you to meet their expectations for approval. Here, the Stoics remind us that true self-worth stems from within, not from fleeting validation bestowed by others. Authenticity and personal integrity define genuine virtue, not manipulation's hollow promises. Another sinister tactic employed by manipulators is isolation. They systematically sever ties between you and your support network, friends, family, mentors, until you become increasingly reliant on them alone. Phrases like, "Your friends don't understand you like I do," or "Your family doesn't truly care about you," chip away at your independence, replacing it with dependence on their validation. Yet the Stoics understood the vital importance of community. Strong, supportive relationships fortify us against life's challenges, whereas isolation weakens our spirit, rendering us more vulnerable to exploitation. Financial manipulation represents another common strategy. Some exert control by managing finances, fostering feelings of inadequacy around money management. Others borrow without repayment, exploiting trust under the pretense of need. To the Stoics, financial independence symbolized freedom, an essential pillar of personal autonomy. Self-sufficiency liberates us from reliance on others' whims, empowering us to live authentically. Recognizing manipulation requires vigilance, especially when affection complicates objectivity. Stoic wisdom urges us to cultivate discernment and maintain clarity of mind. If you suspect manipulation, step back and assess the situation objectively. Reflect deeply. Does this relationship uplift or diminish you? Are you acting out of love or fear? Remember Seneca's words. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Free yourself from imagined obligations and embrace the strength found in truth. Through mindful observation and decisive action, we protect ourselves from those who wish to manipulate, deceive, and destabilize. In doing so, we forge a life rooted in wisdom, resilience, and unshakable authenticity. Are they always putting their needs ahead of yours? Do they use guilt to force you into doing what they want? Are they attempting to dictate parts of your life or cut you off from others? These are unmistakable red flags. Establishing firm boundaries isn't just important, it's essential for your well-being. Speak up with conviction about what behaviors you will and won't accept. You have every right to honor your thoughts, emotions, and decisions without compromise. By staying rooted in your values and acting with unwavering integrity, you can shield yourself from manipulation and preserve your identity in a world that often seeks to erode it. As the Stoics remind us, while we cannot dictate another person's actions, we hold absolute power over our response. In a world where trust feels fragile and doubt whispers constantly in our ears, it's all too easy to become adrift in an ocean of deceit and disarray. Many find themselves questioning whom to believe, leading to anxiety and unease. Yet, the Stoic philosophers offer a beacon of timeless wisdom. Remain steadfast in who you are, letting your moral compass guide you through even the stormiest seas of dishonesty. Epictetus, one of history's most revered Stoics, urged us to focus solely on what lies within our control, our thoughts, reactions, and choices. Let no falsehood disturb your inner sanctuary. In relationships, pathological lying takes on an especially corrosive form. Imagine being entangled with someone who spins elaborate tales about their past, fabricates excuses for their whereabouts, or masks their true feelings under layers of deceit. Such relentless dishonesty leaves you feeling unmoored, anxious, and questioning your own reality. Over time, this gaslighting effect can make you doubt your memory, second-guess your instincts, and lose confidence in your judgment, a result the liar deliberately cultivates. Their goal? To destabilize you, keeping you off balance so they can maintain control. But here, the Stoics would counsel strength. Trust your discernment and refuse to be swayed by manipulation. Seneca, a luminary among Stoics, reminded us that genuine peace originates from within. Guard it fiercely. Let no lie shatter it. One of the most insidious aspects of pathological lying is its chameleon-like ability to blend truth with fiction, making it devilishly hard to detect at first glance. Skilled liars craft their deceptions with such precision and poise that they appear utterly convincing. This blending of fact and falsehood creates a labyrinth of confusion, obscuring the path to clarity. Here, the Stoic practice of vigilance becomes indispensable. Protect your peace by sharpening your awareness, questioning everything critically, and seeking evidence before drawing conclusions. Observe how the liar reacts when confronted. Do they lash out defensively, shift blame onto you, or weave yet another layer of deception? A truthful person admits fault and strives to make amends. A pathological liar, however, burrows deeper into their tangled web, complicating matters further. The Stoics teach us to meet lies with calm composure. Acknowledge them for what they are, manipulative tools, and refuse to let them provoke an emotional response. Consider also the long-term consequences of enduring persistent dishonesty. Over time, it fractures the bedrock of trust upon which healthy relationships are built. Once broken, rebuilding trust is a monumental challenge. Suspicion festers, creating a toxic environment where uncertainty thrives. The Stoics championed relationships grounded in honesty, mutual respect, and transparency, qualities that nurture growth and stability. Stay vigilant, stay true, and protect both your peace and your sense of self. If you're entangled in a relationship with someone who habitually lies, it's time to pause and reflect. Is rebuilding trust truly possible, or is stepping back the wiser choice for your peace of mind? The Stoics, wise sages like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, would urge you to fortify your inner world by drawing firm boundaries. Protecting your mental clarity and emotional equilibrium isn't just an act of self-preservation. It's a commitment to living authentically. Let no one pull you into their web of deceit. Define what behaviors you can tolerate, and don't flinch at walking away from relationships that erode your sense of integrity. Boundaries are more than invisible lines. They are declarations of self-respect and shields against manipulation. They safeguard not only your thoughts and emotions, but also your physical health. For the Stoics, who prized personal virtue above all else, setting boundaries was akin to defending the citadel of your soul. It's not about being cold or unkind. It's about honoring yourself and demanding that others do the same. Clarity is paramount here. When establishing limits, speak with precision and calm conviction. Imagine this scenario. A friend speaks to you dismissively or insults you under the guise of humor. You might respond, "Our connection matters to me, but I cannot accept being treated disrespectfully. If this behavior continues, I'll need to create distance." Such words leave little room for ambiguity and reinforce mutual respect. Yet articulating boundaries once isn't enough. It requires relentless vigilance. Upholding these standards, even when it feels uncomfortable, mirrors the discipline championed by Epictetus. By standing firm, you signal to others how they must treat you. Should someone persistently disregard your boundaries, consider it a red flag, a sign that they neither value nor respect you. Reassess the relationship without hesitation. Relationships evolve, and so must your boundaries. In professional settings, for example, you may need to establish limits around workloads or after-hours availability to prevent burnout. Striking a balance between responsibility and self-care aligns perfectly with Stoic ideals. One of the toughest tests of boundary setting arises when others resist your efforts, particularly those accustomed to controlling or manipulating situations. Their reactions might range from anger to guilt-tripping. But remember Marcus Aurelius' counsel: stay composed amidst chaos. Let nothing shake your resolve. Sometimes, maintaining healthy boundaries means making difficult choices, like severing ties with individuals whose presence poisons your spirit. Though painful, such decisions echo Seneca's wisdom. We become reflections of the company we keep. Choosing to distance yourself from toxicity affirms your worth and dedication to virtuous living. Surround yourself instead with people who uplift and inspire you, cultivating relationships that nurture growth rather than destruction. Don't navigate this journey alone. Seek guidance from trusted confidants, family members, or therapists. Sharing your struggles can offer fresh insights and strengthen your determination. Even the Stoics understood the power of community, recognizing that leaning on others fosters resilience. Simultaneously, prioritize self-care as a cornerstone of boundary maintenance. Engage in activities that rejuvenate your spirit, nourish your body, and restore your mind. After all, caring for yourself enables you to show up fully for others while staying true to your responsibilities. In essence, setting boundaries is an act of profound self-respect, an assertion of your right to live with dignity, honesty, and purpose. It's about embracing your inherent value and refusing to allow anyone to erode it. The Stoics remind us that our worth isn't shaped by the opinions or expectations of others, but by the choices we make and the integrity we uphold. By establishing and holding firm to your boundaries, you embody these timeless principles, crafting a life rooted in tranquility, virtue, and unshakable strength. Your inner peace and moral compass are treasures beyond measure. Guard them fiercely. Setting boundaries isn't merely a shield against negativity. It's a bold affirmation of your self-respect and an unwavering commitment to living authentically. Stand firm, stay wise, and never forget, your peace is priceless, and protecting it is one of the greatest acts of courage.